Good evening and welcome to the weekend edition. My name is Peter Reznicek from ShadowTrader.net. We're going to do kind of a quick video this week since it was a shortened week and the market's not doing too much. And today, Friday, is kind of in between a holiday and the weekend. So I thought I'd just do a little wrap up on the markets of where things are. I'm going to try to get it done in 5 minutes from the moment that I start, obviously, with the charts. But before that, a little bit of housekeeping. I just want to thank everybody for this. This finally came in. This is the YouTube award for 100,000 subscribers, which our channel reached recently. So obviously, thank you to all of you, because obviously without you all subscribing and following, there would be no channel. So thanks so much again for your support. All right, let's get into it. We're going to just do charts this week. I'm going to do a broad market. I'm going to do a little bit of sectors. And I'm going to get a little bit of market profile. And just to give us a good idea of what the market is doing, where I think we're going to be going next week, and generally just what is the state of things in the markets right now. So without further ado, let's do it. All right, let's begin. Hit the timer, 5 minutes and counting. Let's go. So S&P cash. Here's what's interesting is that we came almost down to the 21, but we didn't quite touch it. When I get into the futures markets, you're going to see that it's slightly different. So for the most part, is the outlook here still bullish? I would have to say yes. The question is, was that the test? Is that all we're going to get? It could be. I think that if we see the markets on Monday start to move up early, then it kind of probably make the assumption that that was it and the move is going to be like this. Obviously, if you move down below that 21 in the cash, then all bets are off. You got to kind of change the tone and there's potential for lower. And then the next trade is either come down, come back up through and go up, or just come down and keep going down and then see what happens vis-a-vis the 5,800 support. But me personally, I don't really see anything too bearish going on here. I think the market's in wait and see mode because there's a lot of fundamental stuff going on, Iran, Israel, all that stuff. There were some competing comments today from two different Fed speakers as well, so that's also an issue. All right, let's power through it here. NDX, same thing, just above the 21, in between the 8. I should also mention both of these are in between. That's kind of a no man's land, kind of not really where you want to be to start a trade when you are in between. All right, let's get into futures here. Here's where things are interesting, in that the overnight session was much longer than usual because of the holiday, and then there's a little RTH, regular trading hours action, on the holiday usually. All of that contributes to one big overnight session, and that overnight session did go below the 21 EMA in the ES and also in the NQ. You can see that it went down below. All right, so that being said, a little bit trickier because you already lost it, but you didn't have a confirmed close below it. Let's take a look at a couple of sectors. We're only going to look at the top ones, which is the top 3 that are the most weight. These together make up about half the market, basically. Technology, we can kind of get rid of this trend line here. This all-time high is still here in this 244-ish section. And same thing, I mean, you just kind of breached the 8 by a little, didn't go through. This still feels to me like it's all just consolidation at a high, and the next move for tech should be higher. And if so, that's going to support the thesis that the market still wants a bit higher. Let's look at financials. This one also to me looks bullish in that after this run up, this is a very tight consolidation. You've got a clear downtrend line here. It's basically not moving and it should be a bit higher. And then healthcare, which is the 3rd largest sector, that is currently at almost 10% of the market. This is the wild card, I think, because it does feel to me like a rollover here. And I thought that this sector was going to be a bit stronger. If you recall, I talked about it kind of here in past videos that it was kind of firming, and I was right about that in that it did rally through there. But since then, look at how much it's given back, pretty much almost 100% of this move. And so that I think is going to weigh a little bit on the market. You're just not seeing the healthcare stocks really participate to me like they should be. All right, let's get into a little bit of profile while I have you here. So remember how I talked about the overnight session being on the holiday? So that's all of this action here from the Wednesday close, which is in here. This is the Wednesday close. All this activity is the Wednesday night, Thursday, Juneteenth holiday. And then you have even this action here up. But basically, this is the low that needs to be taken in the overnight session. You want to ignore this as if it was, it's not an RTH session. It's printed that way with the yellow value area. But all of this is one big overnight session. So you've got a swing low here in an overnight session as you're coming down. You have migration of POC lower on Friday. However, it just wasn't very bearish. Internally, there was really nothing there in terms of market internals. And I'm still carrying forward that this swing high here was made in an overnight session, which means that it's less secure and it should be taken. This high here is also weak, came right up to a value area, low area there as well. So that's a weak high, and we do have a virgin point of control up here that needs to get taken. So that's all kind of interesting here. So to me, overall, looking at the profile, it's not really telling us much. The value is just kind of all over the place. This is kind of a balancey area, I think, as we've been coming down. But again, I thought that Friday had the potential to be weaker. And one of the big tells was that all the weakness happened here over the holiday in the overnight, but none of it really transferred into the RTH session, right? So that's basically it, all right? So continue to carry all of that forward. And I'm running out of time. That's basically all I wanted to share with you. So next week, I'm kind of putting the odds of moving up at about 50-50. And again, it's all going to be about that 21 period EMA on the dailies of the cash. And we'll see if we hold those or not. And I'm out of time. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Catch me here next week. I wish you good trading and good night.